What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Jewel and I am back once again with another banger. And in today's video, you guys, will be part 2 to my racist teacher. And y'all, a lot of people been asking me go ahead and drop the part 2, and y'all, I'm dropping it today. Period. So y'all, I don't make this intro any long. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell, and let's just jump right into the video. So y'all, I left off on the part where she emailed my mom and basically was saying that I had an attitude because she made me put my stuff outside her class, and that I was upset about it because I was on my cycle that week. So she made a big deal about it, saying I had an attitude. So that day I went home and I was talking to my mom. My mom was like, so
why is she always emailing me about you? Like, are you doing something to this teacher?
And I was like, no, Mom, like, I'm not doing nothing to this teacher. She's always bothering me. So the next day I go into the classroom and I was mad because, like, you know, when you get your mom yell at you or think that you are doing something wrong and you know you're not doing something wrong, you're gonna be mad. So when I got into Miss Devil's class, I was very upset. So when I got into her class, it was like I came to her class a couple minutes early. So I'm talking to Oranges about what happened. And I'm like, she emailed my mom, and then my mom went off on me, and I'm telling my mom, like, I didn't do nothing wrong. And Oranges was like,
girl, she emailed my mom too. She just don't know my mom is crazy.
And Oranges, her mom is, I love her mom. Her mom is so sweet. Oranges used to always say, she'd be like,
don't play my mama. Her name is Christy, mother Elfie, and then blank.
I ain't gonna say it, you know, too much, but she used to say that. It used to be so funny because, like, her mama do not play. Me and her were talking about what happened, and I was like, you know what, I'm just not gonna talk to Miss Devils. I'm just not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna be super silent. Well, we were in Miss Devils class, and she was, you know, taking attendance or whatever, and she was asking us questions about the music, and I was not talking. You know how people raise their hand to answer the question, but she was asking all these other people, but I didn't raise my hand to answer the question. She asked someone a question about the music, and she was like,
any other people?
And then nobody else answered. So she was like,
Jewel,
I said, ma'am. She was like,
why aren't you speaking?
I said, no reason, I just don't feel good. Like, I just used that as an excuse. And she was
It's like, well, I asked you a question.
And I said, but you never said my name. You just asked me a question. Why wasn't I speaking? But you never asked me to answer the question that you just asked. So she was like,
don't get smart with me.
and I'm like, I'm not getting smart with you. And then she was like,
okay.
So once again, she emailed my mom again saying your child's being disrespectful. Your child's not listening to my class. She's not listening in general. So I'm like, dang, like, girl, can you not do that? Because, like, my mom, she really up here thinking I'm doing something wrong. I'm not doing that. So this is towards Christmas time, when it's time to perform for our Christmas show. We were singing Silent Night, and also while we were singing them songs, we were also in the sound booth recording songs for our CD. So while we're recording music for the CD, we're up in there with our headphones in, and you can't hear all of us at the same time. The thing in the sound booth, you can hear us individually. So it's like different audios of all of us put together for the soundtrack. It was very hoarse that day, and I was like, I can't sing, my throat was hurting, like, I don't feel good. And I told her that. She was like,
oh, well, you still gonna have to sing in the sound booth.
I said, all right. So I go into the sound booth and I'm singing, and all of a sudden she was like,
someone sounds very terrible.
so I started giggling because, like, I know I sounded terrible because I'm hoarse. Like, you can't sing good and you're hoarse. So kind of like giggling. I'm like, oh Lord, she finna say my name. And she like tried to embarrass me. Like, she played my audio in my class, but like the altos, they knew like how I am. Like, I don't get embarrassed fast. Like, that's not gonna bother me. You can show them my audio. I mean, I'm pretty sure they can hear me singing, so it's not no big deal. So she was like, Jewel,
why do you sound like that?
and I said, my throat is hurting. Can I go get some water? She was like,
no, you may not.
so I'm like, if I say my throat is hurting as a singer, you should allow me to get some water. So after we got done in the sound booth, she's sitting down talking to us, and this girl, we're gonna call this white girl Hazel. So Hazel was in the class, and Hazel was one of her favorites. Everybody knew that was her favorite, because she would pick Hazel for everything. I mean everything. Even before I got there, everybody would tell me,
Oh, she has favorites. It's Hazel. It's Hazel.
and Hazel, she didn't really act like, you know, how Miss Devils was, but she was kind of cocky, just a little bit. Hazel's was like,
Miss Devils, may I go get some water?
and Miss Devils was like,
Yes, you can go get some water.
and I was like, but when I asked for some water and I'm hoarse, like you can hear me, like I'm hoarse, you will not let me get no water. I went to my mom and I was like, Mama, like I'm done. Like this lady let this girl Hazel go get some water. When I asked her, you can hear I'm hoarse, like I'm sick. Like she wouldn't even let me get no water. So my mom was like,
Yeah, Orange's mom had called me to talk about what happened, and she was saying how Orange's was talking about how Miss Devil's been treating her too.
and I said, well, Mama, I've been telling you, like, this lady, she just don't like black people, so that's why she act like that. So my mom was like,
Yeah, I believe you, but sometimes it can be the student too.
at that time, like, I'm not one of them students that, like, act up in class. Like, I was raised better than that. After that, I went to Miss Devils was mean mugging me, like, she was mean mugging me because my mom emailed her, and when my mom emailed her telling her that she keep it up, she's going to go to the school board and tell them what she's been doing to me. We performed a lot. So this performance is when we went to the Strand Theater to perform. I thought I saw somebody. So this performance was when we went to the Strand Theater to perform a song from Alice in Wonderland, and we was having practices after school. We was having practices over break just for this Strand Theater performance. Miss Devils was like,
This performance is very important. If you don't get it right, you will not sing.
so I made sure that I, had my music together because I wanted to go to the Strand Theater. When it comes to us practicing in class, and she wanted to hear the altos because someone in the alto section was not singing in the right key, she was like,
Jewel, is that you off key?
I said no. She was like,
Well, then let me hear you.
so she literally stopped the whole class just to listen to me sing my one part. But it was kind of weird though. I was kind of like, so I was singing real low. So I'm singing my little part, and then she was like,
Meet me after class.
I said, okay. So her after class, and she was talking to me for 15 minutes. Bell had rung. I was marked tardy. So when she got done talking to me, I was like, well, are you going to write me a class pass? Like, no, a pass to class to my next class, so we marked tardy in the gradebook. She was like,
No.
I said, well, I'll be marked tardy. She said, okay. So I'm like, first off, you held me after class to talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. And she was just like,
Just go to class.
so I went to my class. We're going to call this man Mr. D. Mr. D, he was a science teacher. So I went to Mr. D's class. And Mr. D's class, he was like,
Jewel, why are you late to class?
and I was like, Miss Devils held me back. And I asked her, can she write me a tardy pass? But she said no. He started laughing, and then he was like,
It's okay. I'll take your tardy off. And I
I said, thank you. So it was not like these teachers, they knew like this lady was psycho. So after that, my mom, as soon as they put a tardy in, they gonna call. The campus gonna call. So my mom was like,
You got a call saying that she was like tardy. I was like,
yeah, Miss Devils would help me after class to talk to me, and she never wrote me a pass. And I asked her, and she said no. She was like,
Really? I was like, yes.
so my mom was like,
Like, you know what? That's all right. We finna get this fixed.
Devils and my mom have a conference, and Miss Devils was talking to my mom, and Miss Devils put on a whole front. She was like,
Oh, I love Jewel. She's such a beautiful singer. I just love her dearly.
Cap.
She's a very sweet child.
but just the other day, you called me a bastard. Like, there's so many words I can call you, but I did not do that because my family raised me to respect my elders. But if you feel like you finna disrespect me and I'm not gonna say nothing, you're crazy. Alright, y'all, so like I was saying, we went to the Strand Theater and we were all singing our music, and this is like a performance. Like, we had costumes and stuff. Like, it was a performance. We all have on a black shirt, black pants, black shoes, and like some of us had on hats, and then the main cast had on like little costume. This lady had on she was going to the red carpet. She had on this black dress with like all shimmer and shines at the bottom of it. The back was out. Her makeup and all her hair was done. She had her nails redone. I'm like, well, dang, can't you at least tell us to get dressed up like that? And she was like,
this is CMM. We're going to be performing this song for you guys. These children have worked so hard. I love them dearly.
Cap.
and my mama was just sitting there like. So as we performing, we over there, la 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 la. We singing and stuff. And after we're done, they clap, da 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 da. And she,
thank you, girl.
This is not about you. This is about the student. And I think we got like second place or something. So we go to school, and she was like,
so you guys did okay.
if you don't tell us good job, we've been working on this music for like 2 months. Like, say good job.
Y'all were okay. I don't know about the performance. It was okay. It wasn't the best, but it was okay.
So many other ways you can say it wasn't the best, but y'all still did great. So the way she said it was like y'all were not good enough for her. So we were all like, even after that little incident, and she was all talking about we should have did better, and how some people weren't learning music, some people didn't even know the words. She was saying some people didn't know the words. Then she gonna look at me. I said, I know my music. Then she gonna look at me and said,
I wasn't talking to you.
and I said, well, then why did you look at me? Like, she's the type of teacher that will look at you when you know she's talking about you, but then be like, I wasn't talking about you. But I know for myself that I knew my music. Like, I'm not gonna be talking knowing that I did not know my music. So I'm like, why are you looking at me? Like, at that point, I was fed up. So after that, she once again emailed my mom saying I'm being disrespectful, said that I was yelling in her class, and my mom was like,
Were you yelling?
I was like, no, I wasn't yelling. My voice was forceful, but I was not yelling. I kept the same calm voice, but I was a little aggressive because she was coming at me. A couple weeks later, Oranges got kicked out of choir. So like I said in my last video, Miss Devils was always kicking people out. So a lot of my friends was telling me, yo,
She be kicking kids out. Like, I got kicked out just for going to the bathroom.
a couple weeks later, Miss Devils kicked Oranges out. So Oranges was like, deuces. Like, she was not mad, she was not upset or nothing. She went to a whole nother class, was satisfied. So I'm like, dang, if she kicked Oranges out and me and Oranges was like this in the classroom because we was altos, she gonna kick me out next. I'm in her class and she was threatening me to kick me out just because I asked her how much was the CD, and she was like,
Maybe you should pay attention in my class. You will know how much the CD is. And
well, I don't know why she was making a big deal about them CDs. Them CDs, she was saying,
oh, our CDs were so worldwide.
them little CDs, only 12 people bought them CDs, and my mama sure was not finna buy one. We didn't even sound that good. I'm not gonna lie, we were a good choir. A lot of black kids too, and we really was good. Like, we was always good. We can always sing good, but she never gave us credit where it was due. So that's why we had lack of confidence, because if your director is telling you
you was okay or you need to do better,
you're gonna feel like, dang, we wasn't good enough. I was like, well, how much is the CD that she going off on me?
so if you are paying attention in my class, you will know how much the class fee is and how much the CD is. Every time I tell you how much something is, it seems like you're not paying attention.
And I said, I'm paying attention, but I never heard you say that. Then she's gonna say,
well, next time you don't hear me, you're gonna be hearing me outside the classroom because I'm gonna kick you out.
and I just bust out laughing because, like, that was very disrespectful of me, but I bust out laughing because if you threatening me, I'm going to tell. I can say she did something to actual white kids. And y'all, I am not racist at all. I love every diversity. I love everything. Like, I love everybody and everyone. But she would treat white people that act black or hang around black people wrong, and she would treat white people that was like prancy prance, rich this, like they're like her own child. Like Hazel was like her lead singer for everything. She would choose Hazel over anybody, but she always would choose other people that were white generally. One time we did have a black soloist, and we're gonna call him R. R was he sung a solo for the song we had did This Is Me, and I was surprised, everybody was surprised that she chose him, because we was like, she finally chose somebody black. We was so happy, like we was turned up when we found that out. But that goes to show, like, if we get so happy over something so small like that, that's kind of sad. Like, that's how she made us feel. And I feel like teachers in general, they should always be respectful to their students, because at the end of the day, we are with you more than we are with our own parents. We are at school with teachers. So if you're being racist and stuff, yes, that's a life learned lesson, that there are people out there like that, but you should be being a representation of what we need to be like. Period! That is basically a wrap of today's video. Y'all be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn that bell. I love all my Royal Julies. We are the Royal Julies, so make sure y'all put a hashtag Royal Julie in the comments down below. Be sure to be happy. I love each and every one of you. Bye, guys.